Small changes made over time can yield incredibly impressive results. Seriously, never discount the power of daily small changes. So today I'm sharing 77 tiny but absolutely powerful ways that you can help to improve your health while also achieving your weight loss and wellness goals. Let's dive into it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's in nutrition human performance, and today's video is sponsored by Element. More on them in a bit. Okay, so I do have a full blog post if you want like a visual of this. I will have it linked down in the description below, but let's get into the first one, which is having a magnesium supplement. Magnesium helps the body to relax and can help to promote deep, high quality sleep, which is very, very important for achieving a weight loss goal. It's also important for preventing sugar cravings. Number 2, using a standing desk. This is actually a recent addition to my own routine. A standing desk can help to reduce the amount of time that you're in a seated position, which also helps improve your overall posture and breathing, which can help to reduce anxiety levels too. I got a sit stand desk so that I can switch back and forth from sitting and standing. Okay, number 3, walk 250 steps every hour. As a nation, we become incredibly sedentary. On average, most people are only getting between 3,000 to 4,000 steps per day, and walking has a ton of weight loss, body recomposition, and overall health benefits. Usually those benefits are seen at around 8,300 steps or more per day. So if you have something like a Fitbit that can remind you to get up and get 250 steps every hour, it really helps to raise the overall step count without really much added effort on your end. Okay, the 4th is apple cider vinegar before a meal. Specifically diluted apple cider vinegar. This is something that we actually use in my complete intermittent fasting program. It's also in the body recomposition program too, and it's because it helps you stabilize blood sugar levels of the meal. And for some people, actually having a little bit of diluted apple cider vinegar can tend to help with acid reflux as well, but that's on a case-by-case basis. Okay, the 5th is to drink half calf coffee. I actually drink 1/3 calf coffee, which means that it's only 1/3 caffeinated compared to regular coffee. This has really helped improve my sleep while still getting a little bit of caffeine to get a boost for the day and still getting the antioxidants from coffee too. I use the brand Purity Coffee. Their 1/3 caffeinated coffee is so good, so smooth, so delicious. I will also have that link down in the description below too. Which actually, speaking of coffee, number 6 is using mold-free coffee. A lot of coffee can be contaminated with mold, and I found that when I really struggled with anxiety a few years ago, the moldier coffee tended to trigger that anxiety, but when I switched over to a mold-free coffee that was tested for mold, it really helped reduce my anxiety levels from coffee, which is again why I made the switch to Purity Coffee like 7 or 8 years ago, and I have not looked back. Okay, the 7th is to have water between each alcoholic drink. If you drink alcohol, try to have 1 full glass, like about 12 ounces of water in between each drink. Not only will this help to keep you more hydrated, but it will also naturally reduce the amount of alcohol you're drinking, just overall making you feel so much better and get better sleep too. Okay, number 8 is don't scroll while eating. People who look at their phone while eating tend to mindlessly eat more food than they really need versus those who don't look at their phone. And this is likely because it's hard to pay attention to the fullness cues that your body is sending you when you're distracted by like an Instagram reel. Okay, number 9 is to use electrolytes. Electrolytes are crucial for sending signals from the brain to the rest of the body so it can actually do its job. It's so important for fluid balance, for preventing headaches, for preventing low energy levels. I personally love the brand Element, which is also today's sponsor. Element is an amazing electrolyte company that was specifically created with intermittent fasting, lower carb eating, and athletes in mind. And for any of my other breastfeeding moms out there, it was an absolute game changer for me while I was breastfeeding my daughter Sage. But Element contains the sodium, magnesium, and potassium to help replace lost electrolytes, all without having any sugar. It tastes great. It comes in so many different flavors. My personal favorite is the grapefruit salt, but they also have different flavors like the raspberry, orange, or citrus salt. They even have a chocolate salt option, which is fantastic to mix with hot water and make like a hot chocolatey type of drink. I use anywhere between 1 to 2 elements per day when it's really hot out, or if I've exercised a lot more that day, then I tend to have more. I just feel so much more hydrated. I feel my best. I feel energized when I'm using Element. And right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serve packets free with any Element order. It's a really great way to test out all 8 flavors, so you can get yours at drinkelement.com/autumn. This is only available through my link, so make sure to check out drinklmnt.com/autumn. The link is also in the description down below. Okay, the number 10 is to eat meals with people. Eating meals with family or loved ones has actually been found to help reduce the risk of depression. It's even been found to reduce the risk of disordered eating patterns too. Okay, number 11 is to eat your protein first. Protein is the most satiating food. It helps to raise our satiety hormones and prevent us from feeling hungry, and it helps stabilize blood sugar levels for the rest of the meal. So for example, if you're having something like meatballs with red lentil pasta, eat the meatballs first and then have the pasta. Okay, Okay, number 12, have a bedtime. This might seem basic, but from my experience, a lot of people do not have a bedtime for themselves. This means that they are not allowing for enough time for them to get high quality deep sleep. They're waking up the next day tired, low in energy, and more hungry from the poor sleep. So set a bedtime and make sure you're getting enough. Okay, number 13 is to try creatine. Especially if you have a history of being either plant-based or vegetarian, you are likely very low in creatine, and creatine is very important for muscle but also cognitive health. I actually recently did a full video of my experience using creatine. If you want to check that out, I'll have it linked right up here. Okay, number 14 is to lift heavy weights. Now this is relative to your fitness level. So lifting heavy weights could mean just starting off with body weight and then increasing up to dumbbells and then going up to like an Olympic bar. But lifting heavy weights is a great way to improve muscle mass, which helps to stabilize blood sugar levels and improve bone health too. Okay, number 15 is to eat raspberries. Raspberries are one of the lowest sugar, highest fiber fruits you can have. 1 cup of raspberries has about 7 grams of sugar and 7 grams of fiber. So it's a great option to add to like a Greek yogurt bowl. Okay, number 16 is to have coffee dates. Instead of going to the bars, ask your friends if they want to go on a coffee date instead, with your half-calf coffee, of course. Okay, number 17 is to set a social media time limit. It is so easy to spend hours and hours and hours on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, because there's just constantly a feed of new, fresh content. And that's hours and hours and hours that you're not getting up and moving, getting the benefits of walking. So set a daily time limit for social media and stick to it. Okay, number 18, have a walking goal and count your steps. Remember the health benefits that I mentioned earlier about walking? Well, you actually get those at about 8,300 steps per day, and you wouldn't know that you're anywhere close to that unless you got a baseline of what your current steps are at. This is why I like wearing a Fitbit, but you can also use this with other types of step trackers or even on your phone if you carry that around with you all day. Okay, number 19 is to read before bed. Reading before bed means that you're not going to be watching TV before bed, which also means you're not exposing your eyes to bright blue light right before bed, which helps your melatonin to naturally increase and improve your sleep quality. Okay, number 20 is to eat more eggs. Eggs are ridiculously high in nutrients like choline and vitamin A. It's also literally one of the most satiating foods you can eat, so it's great to help prevent hunger and cravings. Okay, number 21 is to eat more shrimp. Shrimp has actually been rated as one of the top 11 healthiest foods that you could possibly eat, according to a recent 2023 study. Which, speaking of, number 22, eat more beef. Beef was also on that top 11 list of some of the healthiest foods you can eat. And then number 23, 24, and 25, eat more lamb, eat more leafy greens, and eat more fermented dairy. You guessed it, those are all some of the healthiest foods you could possibly eat as well. Okay, number 26 is to go on walking dates. So similar to a coffee date, you could actually do a coffee and then a walk date with your friends or your loved ones or whoever. So you're able to hang out with those that you love while also getting your steps in. Number 27, drink lemon water. Lemon water actually has very similar benefits to apple cider vinegar. So if you don't like apple cider vinegar, then you can try this instead. Number 28, use a big water bottle. I found larger water bottles, like having a 40-ounce water bottle, especially one with a straw, really helps to increase overall water intake. It reduces the barrier of how often you actually have to fill up your water, which if you struggle with drinking enough water, that alone could really help to up your intake. Which, speaking of, okay, number 29 has to do with when you're traveling, and it's to explore the new area by walking or biking. Not only do you see way more of the city that you're at, but you also, of course, get some movement in too. Okay, number 30 is to eat protein before you eat a dessert. Protein helps stabilize your blood sugar levels, so if you're going to have a dessert, just make sure that you eat enough protein, preferably at least 30 grams of complete protein before that dessert. Okay, number 31 is to learn a new recipe, preferably at least every week. Food fatigue is a major barrier to achieving and maintaining a weight loss goal, so try learning a new delicious recipe every week if you can, or even just one every couple of weeks. Doesn't have to be complicated. We have so many free recipes on my website. If you want to check those out, I'll have that link down in the description below. I also have a ton that I've shared on my YouTube channel, so you can check out one of my favorite recipes right here. But if you're somebody who needs more of that meal by meal planning, we also have my body recomposition program, which is exactly what I followed during my postpartum 20-pound weight loss journey. It has over 50 delish recipes. So if you want to check that out, I'll have it pop up here. It is an amazing resource. Okay, number 32 is to use intermittent fasting the right way. When done the right way, intermittent fasting can help to boost metabolic flexibility, which means it helps you to burn fat as fuel easier. It also can help to promote gut health too. Just make sure you're doing it the right way. There's a lot of wrong ways to do it, and unfortunately, a lot of people are doing it the wrong way. That's reversing their progress and making them feel worse. Again, I have a really step-by-step video on exactly how to use intermittent fasting if you want to check that out right up here. Okay, number 33, use cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is naturally high in vitamins A and D, as well as high in anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. And pro tip, if you hate the taste, just take a little bit of water, put the water in your mouth first, and then put a spoonful of cod liver oil in, swallow it all at once, and you won't even taste it. Okay, number 34, watch my YouTube videos. Not to give like a total self-plug, but I have so many, literally hundreds, I think over 800 videos at this point of nutrition tips and strategies and free recipes. So many things that you can binge and help you to better understand how to use food to help you achieve your goals while also loving your food in the process. So watch my videos, immerse yourself in that content, and you'll find that achieving your goals is just so much easier and delicious. Okay, number 35, keep a printable glycemic load chart handy. Glycemic load is a measurement of how much something will raise your blood sugar level, and that is important to know when achieving a weight loss goal, or even just making sure that you have balanced blood sugar levels. I have a glycemic load chart. If you want to check that out, I'll have it linked down in the description below as well. So many resources. It's all in that one blog post, so just check that out, linked below. Which, speaking of charts, number 36, keep a protein chart handy, at least while you're first learning what high quality sources of protein are and how much to have. This is actually the most important thing that you need when achieving a weight loss or a wellness goal, because most people are vastly under eating on quality sources of protein. Again, a simple chart is linked down in the description below as well. Okay, number 37 is to eat more avocados. Avocados are really rich in fiber as well as fat, and both are important for raising satiety hormones and preventing hunger. Number 38 is to eat more sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is made from fermented cabbage. It's easier to digest than regular cabbage, and it's a natural source of probiotics. Number 39 is to drink sparkling water instead of soda. I got a soda stream because we drink sparkling water every single night. Such a great investment. Highly recommend this if you do start to switch over from soda to just regular soda water. Okay, number 40 is cook your food. Now, this might not necessarily be the most simple one, but it is something that done over time makes such a big difference. Not only do you save money, you're eating higher quality, but you're also able to have control over the types of foods that are going to better support your body and your goals. And you can make sure that that food tastes delicious too. And it doesn't have to be complicated or difficult. I have my absolutely viral cottage cheese bowl recipe that you guys love. I have that recipe linked right up here. It takes like literally 3 minutes to make, and it's so good. Okay, number 41 is to learn to do belly breaths. Deep breathing, aka belly breaths, helps to get our body out of state of fight or flight and into state of rest and repair. This is really important for improving digestion and reducing stress levels. Number 42 is to stop snacking. Snacking disrupts the gut cleaning process called the migrating motor complex, which can lead to bloating and GI distress. Okay, number 43 is to use butter, tallow, ghee, coconut oil, and avocado oil. Any of these are high quality oils that are great for cooking or for even adding on top of a meal. Okay, number 44 is to know how much protein you need to eat per day, because you are probably really under eating on it, and this is important. Eating too little protein can really hurt your weight loss and wellness goals. Most people need at least about 30 grams of protein per meal, but I also have a video that breaks down exactly how to calculate your protein needs in like 2 minutes or less. I'll have that linked right up here. Okay, number 45 is to try cottage cheese. This is a super easy way to add in a lot of protein as well as important vitamin K2, which is really crucial for both bone and heart health, not to mention a ton of calcium too. Okay, number 46 is to not use peanut butter as a protein. Peanut butter is a very, very poor quality source of protein, but it is a good source of fat. So you can still use it, but don't view it as a protein, view it as a fat. Okay, number 47 is to not fast for longer than 18 hours. I found that most people do not benefit from a fast longer than 18 hours. They do not eat enough to support their body's needs if they fast for longer than that, and it can tend to lead to muscle loss. So I found more of a range of 12 to 16 hours of intermittent fasting tends to be best for most. Okay, number 48 is to use whey protein isolate. This is specifically what we use in my really delicious protein powder. It is 100% whey protein isolate because it's the lowest lactose form of whey. In fact, a lot of people who have issues with whey tend to actually do quite well with whey protein isolate because it is so low in lactose. And it mixes so well into recipes, tastes so good, like with my protein pancakes. Oh my gosh, so yummy and incredibly easy to get in more protein. And each bag of our protein powder comes with 10 free delicious recipes that you can use our protein powder with. So if you want to check it out, I will have it pop up here somewhere. Okay, number 49 is to cut out sugary drinks. This is also one that can make significant progress almost overnight. So these include drinks like energy drinks, sodas, as well as sugary coffees. Okay, number 50 is to eat more chia seeds, collard greens, and artichoke hearts. Each of these are surprisingly high in fiber, and fiber can help to boost our satiety hormone, stabilize blood sugar level, as well as feed good gut bacteria. Number 51, if you can, shop at a local farmer's market. Shopping local actually helps to improve the overall nutrient density of your food because it's usually picked more recently than what you'll get at a grocery store. It also tends to be more seasonal, which means it's also going to raise the overall nutrient density of that food. Okay, number 52, use bell pepper to make a sandwich. If you're carb sensitive, this is a great crunchy alternative. But if you aren't carb sensitive, number 53 is to try Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel bread is sprouted, which means it's going to be more digestible than regular bread. It also tends to be lower glycemic load too. Okay, number 54 64 is to add bone broth into soups, stews, and chilies. This is a great way to sneak in a whole food source of collagen. Okay, number 55 is to eat oysters. Oysters are actually really insanely nutrient dense. In fact, you get about 90% of your daily vitamin B12 needs with just one oyster. Now, number 56, if you're plant-based, use tempeh instead of tofu. Tempeh is a lot higher in protein, but it's also fermented, so it's easier on the GI tract. Okay, number 57 is to try soaking and cooking your own beans and chickpeas. This helps improve digestibility. It also saves a lot of money. Okay, number 58 is to experiment with low sugar sauces. Now, sauces are a great way to add a ton of variety and flavor to your food and make you excited about what you're eating. You can easily make your own, but there's also great brands like Primal Kitchens that has zero sugar options that you can check out too. Okay, number 59 is to try protein smoothies. When done the right way, this is a really easy way to sneak in a ton of high quality protein, fat, and fiber in one meal. Okay, number 60, try protein pancakes and protein waffles. I ate protein waffles nearly every single day during my 20-pound postpartum weight loss journey. This is one meal I never got tired of, and it was very, very high in protein, but still tastes amazing. In fact, you need this recipe. I will have it linked right up here. You've got to check it out. Okay, number 61 is to try grain-free oatmeal. Regular oatmeal can spike a lot of people's blood sugar levels, but grain-free oatmeal is a lot more blood sugar stabilizing. You can make grain-free oatmeal with a variety of nuts and seeds and stir in Greek yogurt to get the protein content up. But I also have a recipe linked in that blog post as well if you want to check it out. Okay, number 62 is to use an InBody to track your progress. This actually tracks your muscle and your body fat and not just your overall total weight. So it's much more accurate when determining your progress. But if you can't find that, number 63, use a tape measure instead. A tape measure is still going to be a better option than just a regular scale because it actually gives you an idea if you've truly lost body fat. Okay, number 64 is to eat 3 meals until fully satisfied. And this is assuming that you're focused on eating protein, fat, and fiber. I have a whole channel dedicated to this concept. Check out my videos, binge them. We'll go into the details. But again, if you want more of the step-by-step details, I also have that body recomposition program that I'll have linked down in the description below that goes really deep into this. Okay, number 65, ditch the scale. Throw it out. It's of no use. Trust me, it will lead you astray time and time again. Okay, number 66, try paleo bread. So if you are carb sensitive and if you don't like using the bell pepper sandwich, you can try paleo bread instead. The brand I like is called Base Culture. Okay, number 67 is to switch to a better alcohol. If you drink, it's best to go for zero sugar options. I like dry farm wines. Okay, number 68, don't use protein bars. These actually don't usually contain enough protein to justify all the sugar that's in the protein bar. Okay, number 69, cut out energy drinks. These have a lot of caffeine and zero nutritional value, so it's going to keep you wired and get you not getting great sleep while also providing nothing for you. Okay, number 70 is to reduce your intake of high glycemic load foods. Now remember that glycemic load chart I mentioned earlier. You want to make sure that you're sticking to mostly medium and low glycemic load foods so it doesn't have a huge impact on your blood sugar levels. Okay, number 71, wake up early. When you wake up early after going to bed earlier as well, it gives you a lot more time in the morning to do things that are important for your overall health and wellness. So going to the gym, making sure that you prep your meal, or going for a walk, you can fit all of those in a lot easier when you wake up earlier. Which, speaking of, number 72, walk and move before you do anything else first thing in the morning. When you walk first thing in the morning, it helps you get a head start on those really, really important steps. Plus, if you take your walk outside, it can help to reduce the stress hormone cortisol and just get your day started on the right foot. Okay, number 73, watch your protein and fat ratio. Now, although both of these are very important, protein is more important when it comes to satiety, so we need to make sure that we're getting enough of that before we're also adding in the fat. We need fat, it's very important for nutrient density, but it's important not to fill up on fat before you eat enough protein. Which, speaking of, number 74, learn delicious high protein recipes. You can take a lot of classic recipes and actually switch it over to a high protein alternative. Like I've shared my low carb nutrient dense version of shepherd's pie. I'll also have that linked right up here if you want to check that out. It's so good and so fall vibes. I love it. Okay, number 75 is to know your protein options while at the airport. While traveling, protein can be pretty sparse, but there actually are great high protein options that you can find at the airport. These include things like beef jerky and meat sticks, as well as hard-boiled eggs or cheese. There's also egg bites that you can usually find at a Starbucks that's in every single airport. Okay, number 76, make your own tomato sauce. It's actually really easy. Literally all you do is you take tomatoes, roast it on a pan with some garlic, some onions, and then you just blend it up with some fresh basil. You will never go back to buying store-bought tomato sauce, and you don't have to add sugar into it. It's great. Number 77, join a community of like-minded folks. It can be really hard when you're first starting your journey if you don't have those in your life that are supportive of the the changes that you're making. So joining a community of people that are on that same journey as you can just make all the difference. Our private and free Facebook group has over 21,000 members who are supportive and positive and just really excited to be part of your journey too. So I also have the Facebook group linked in that blog post down below. It's an amazing resource, and I'm sure a lot of people in the comments can tell you all about it. Now, speaking of all of this delicious food, you really need to check out my low carb shepherd's pie recipe. It is such a game changer. It's so delicious. You can find it with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. I come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.